Hello everyone and welcome. Here I'm going to show you how to install BeamNG mods. There are three methods. The easiest but also the limited method is to use the in-game repository. First click on Options, Other, then scroll down and make sure Enable Online Features is enabled. This means the repository, mod subscription, and as you can see other things in there. Then you go here, click on the repository in here, and voila, you can see the mods in here. There are a lot of pages, the old good page numbers, which I like, but the limitation is that there are absolutely no real brands, no real vehicles and no real brands like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, stuff like this, like the real skins, that have like real names and stuff. They don't exist. For example, if you want the Ferrari in here, let's search for it. Almost nothing. These are like, I don't even know why this is coming up for. There is nothing to do with Ferrari. Maybe there is a word in description, just like a clickbait thing, but as you can see, no vehicles. Let's try a Lamborghini. There actually is. No, that's 1 megabyte. That's something too many gears. That's a gearbox, not actual vehicle. The reason for that is copyright issues. Developers don't want real vehicles in a game, like an official way to download them, because they're gonna get copyright issues with real car brands. Right, there is also an automation tab. This is where all the automation mods go to. If you share the automation mods, they all go in here. And then you also have the mods manager, where you can see your currently enabled and subscribed mods. The installation is as easy as clicking this blue plus button in here, subscribe to mod. It will download and install the mod, and you don't even have to restart the game. It will appear instantly. But I assume that most people are here for looking for real cars for BeamNG. So where do you get them? Obviously not from space aliens and not from Santa Claus. You get them by searching the internet using your favorite search engine. DuckDuckGo is one of the best ones, honestly, because they don't really filter the results. Google might also filter the results, and maybe also Yahoo and some other known ones. But anyway, so we search for BeamNG mods -youtube.com. Because if you leave the YouTube in there, it's just gonna flood the results with YouTube videos instead of mod downloads. Obviously, the first one comes up BeamNG.drive itself, but that's the same problem with their website. It does not include real brands, so you can skip that one. So we are going to some modding websites in here. Let's see what else do we find in here. Beam finds. Some people say that, oh, Modland is a virus. Do you even know what a virus is and how a virus works? A virus needs an executable file. Mods do not include any executable files. They have config files, they have 3D models and textures. That's mostly what mods consist of, right? Yes, I am right. Which means you can't get a virus from a mod. Even if someone puts a malware or virus into a mod, it's never going to run on your PC because there is no executable files. Also, I noticed that if you search for Ferrari, on here you also get the same copyright thing. So Ferrari must really hate mods. You can search for Ferra, which does show you the mods, but if you click on them, you still get that. So I guess Modland had some issues with Ferrari, because the other vehicles do work. I haven't tried everything, but as you can see, they do work. You can download them. Let's try a Porsche. See, they also work. Let's try... I actually wanted to get this one. Oh, a new one. Didn't know it exists. So, about the mods, regardless of the website where you download them from, as you can see, there are other websites where they also have it. See, there is a plane in here. Is it even? Yeah, it is for BeamNG. Then there is also some websites in here, but I have to warn you about these things. do not download any mod installers or apps or any bullshit like that. This is where you get malware from. This is where they're gonna hide the malware. They have these kind of auto installers or something, and this is where they can put malware, like some ads or malware or spyware. Don't run any of those. Installing mods does not include running any executable files, which I'm going to show you briefly. I'm just going through the websites, and as I wanted to mention, if you want good quality mods, look at the file size and look at the version number and the last update. Well, added, but actually it's in here, last updated. This is what you want on any website. The mod size, good mods, they usually start from 100 megabytes. 50 could be good if it's just one config. Let's check this one. This has a couple decent configs. Well, you can see it's actually a decent model. That's an in-game screenshot, and you can see it's pretty decent. But usually the file size is what determines how good the mod is. Let's download this one, shall we? I'm going to actually show you how to install this one. So we're going to look for the link. We want the zip file. Like I said, do not download any kind of installers or whatever they come with. And clicking on the things on a website doesn't get you a virus either. Like, get it through your brain, like, people. Seriously? Is it downloading? What is it doing? There we go. Now it's downloading. Kunta 0151. Right, it's downloaded. Now, first off, you need to exit BeamNG. Well, not all the mods require it, but it is better to just exit the game while you put the mods in there. Otherwise, I mean, nothing's gonna happen, and I mean literally nothing's gonna happen. If you go to free roam and then choose something and then want to see your vehicle, then it's just not gonna appear in here, and that's all that's gonna happen. So, right, and now there are two places where to put the mods. First of all, if you play through the Steam, which I assume you do, right click, manage, browse local files, and this is the folder that you want. This is the folder you are looking for. First off, this startup settings file in here. This is your user folder. This is mine in here. There are two places where to put the mods. One of them, the most common method, is to just put them in the vehicles in here. As you can see, these are all my mods in here. 22B is the Subaru 22B. As you can see in here, these are the config images. They're actual image files. You can also read some of these JBeam files. For example, if you open them in Notepad++, they are basically JSON files. Or I think it is, but JSON, it makes it, readable, see? And you can edit them in here if you want. Right, let's go back to BeamNG's root folder. Then this is the mod in here. Let's see what's inside. Vehicles and art. So we right click, extract here, smart folder. Once it's extracted, you don't need the zip anymore. Delete it. Some of the mods, they also read the zip file directly. You can put them into the mods folder. I will actually, okay, yeah, whatever. I deleted it, but there are two ways. One of them is you just take these and drop them right in here. See, it's already in the subfolders, vehicles, Countach, common, art, and all that, and you just drop it in here, and that's the end of it, right? You take these, you put them in here. But there is another one I showed you. This is where your user folder is. Mine is in here, BeamNG folder. Then you go into the current, and then you go into the mods. And this is where you can put the zip file, which I just deleted. I'm going to actually just undo that. And let's try if it actually reads it from here. It might read it, it might not. But let's try if it works. The structure is how it's supposed to be. So maybe it reads it. Alright, we are back in the game. I can already see it appeared in the repository because before I had 75, now I have 76. There you go. Description unavailable, blah blah blah. These local mods, they are usually broken. I have my own in here, which is that one. And it's the same thing. See, the description and all this is broken because this only works if you upload it into the repository. So anyway, don't mind that. Let's see if it actually loads in a free roam or something. Let's click on something and let's see where is ignore that. That's my kit mod. It doesn't work. Well, it seemed to be here. See, it has a lot of configs. That was like 200 something. What was it? 259 megabytes. See, that's quite decent for the configs and stuff. So let's choose something. This looks pretty cool. So next step, let's go free roam. And here you have it. It works, see? A real vehicle with real brands. Let's try to drive it. Whoa, it's loud. Whoa, a little bit in the push. And here you have it, the in-game vehicle selector. You can also choose the different models in here, the configs I mean. This looks nice. And as you can see, they all work fine. And this is a pretty decent model, I mean, if you look at it. Look at the interior and stuff. And then I wanted to also show you a Ferrari F40, by the way. This is not installed in the mods folder and this works just as well. See, there you go. Right, and where this is installed is in the game folder itself. What was that? Something popped, but okay, anyway. So if you install the mods into the mods folder in here, which is the user path in here that I showed you before, then you just drop the entire zip file into your mods folder, and that's the end of it. However, if it doesn't read it from here, if it doesn't appear in the repository, then we go back into the BeamNG's root folder, and then you just extract the zip, what I did before, and you drop these files right in here. So it already has the correct, folder paths. The vehicles go in here, so that will make a Countach and a common in here. Common already exists, as you can see, and then it just makes... okay, it's coming from GTA 5, alright. So it just goes in here. You don't have to even look at these. You just have to open the folder just to see if the path is correct, which it is in this one. Vehicles in vehicles, art in art. And as you can see in here, where was that F40 that I just was driving? I think it was something with that one. Capri F40. Yep, that's the one. See? So it works from both locations. If it comes in a zip file, like the Countach, like I showed you, if you open it, and this is the vehicle, the structure in here, then you can usually just put the zip file into the mods folder. Don't need it in here anymore. Delete that one. So you can just put them into your user folder, current, and the mods folder that I showed you, and it will load. And now if you look at the mods that I just downloaded, the one I just installed in here, the Countach, right, in the mods folder. It's a zip file, and inside the zip file, let's extract it again, just to show you, okay. It doesn't run with loose files though, it has to be a zip file, okay. I just extracted to show you that there is no freaking virus. Look at the files. There are no executable files. You have HTML file, which is probably some info. You have the pictures of the configs. Then you have the config itself. Let's see if you open it. See, it's a pretty human readable file. Like, if you think these files are a virus, then you're stupid as a dumpster. Like, seriously. These are just some kind of config files and textures. Windows can even read some of the config files. It doesn't show all of them, but sometimes it shows these DDS files as well, depending on the format and stuff. But anyway, there is no risk of getting a virus if you have a zip file or loose files like that. You just drop them in the correct folder, you run the game, and you have the mod, and that's the end of it. Right, and that's it. This is how easy it is. There are 3 methods, technically 2 methods. One of them, in-game repository. You can't download real brands and real vehicles in there. Then you download the mods from a website, such as like Modsland or some other mods host or something like this. Whichever website works for you, whichever has really cool, mods, like look, here are maps and stuff in here. I actually didn't explain this, but if it's a zip file, I mean, they're all zip files, but if the structure is correct, then you can simply put them into current and into the mods in here. That is the folder path in here you're looking for. And the other one is the root of BeamNG.drive, which for me is in here. These are the paths you're going to install the mods. If it's regardless of the mod, if it's properly structured like this one, then it runs from the zip file. This is my own mod, by the way. I'm still working on it. You just drop them into this folder in here, and it runs. That's it. If you have to use the loose files, you put them into the BeamNG root folder in here, and it runs just as well, just as I showed you with a Ferrari F40. If it's a map, it goes into the levels. It's the same thing. See, I have the Nürburgring in here. And it's the same principle with that. If it doesn't work in one folder, extract it, put the loose files in here, and then try. But for these methods, you usually have to restart the game. Some of the mods, they might load, like if you go into the game, in here, and you open this in-game editor, this thing. Some mods, they might load if you just drop the folder in here. They might show up. If it doesn't, just restart the game. Anyway, I hope you found it useful, and see you next time.